Hi, I'm Mort Cooper, your host on Change Your Voice, Change Your Life. This evening's program, Zingers for everyone. Every once in a while, aren't you zung? Don't you have a zinger hit you and somebody says something to you and you're in a state of shock? We like to be zingered every once in a while. And why not? When you wake up in the morning and you hear what's going on throughout the day, you are zingered. You watch the evening news, you are zingered. You read about corruption, pollution, you read about murder, mayhem, and all the wonderful things of our society that you've grown accustomed to. You don't laugh anymore. I invite you to join again with society. Laugh. Laughter is the saving grace. Lord Byron said, "And if I laugh, 'tis that I may not weep." There was another gentleman in the 18th century who said, "To those who think life is a comedy, to those who feel it's a tragedy." There are those who said it was Bernard Shaw who said it, others who said it was someone else. But the essence of the comment is there. To those who think life is a comedy, to those who feel, namely experience life, it's a tragedy. Why don't you join with us as we do some of the cartoons that I've penned over the years. In studio with me is my brother. He used to say he was my younger brother. Now he says he's my older brother because he wants more pizzazz. And he's going to do the voices as well as I will, or better still than I do. His name is Andre Philippe. He goes by that name. His real name is Ev Cooper, but he has a reason for using that name. We'll talk about it on this show or another show. Ev, do you have we're going to take a look at Relatively Speaking, see what it looks like. And there we are. Zingers for everybody. We'll begin with this cartoon, and Andre Philippe is the voice of the character. Andre?
Such is life. They said friends turn to enemies. Enemies become friends. Success ends up in failure. Failure turns to success. Nothing certain except uncertainty.
And there you have a reality of life. Everything in our society, I believe, is uncertain. This is one I think you might find true as you sit there and wonder to yourself, as you have throughout the years. Let's take a look at this cartoon, shall we?
As a kid, I couldn't understand why so many people flipped out. As an adult, I can't understand why all the people don't flip out.
I gather that tells us where society is, and it gives us an essence of what's going on. Let's take a listen to Andre as he does this cartoon.
It was always her mother. Her mother did it this way. Her mother said that. Her mother felt this or that. I heard about her mother so much I thought I was married to her mother. My wife was very much put out when I told her that. Her mother warned her I would be difficult.
As my brother, he has been a difficult young man, and now he admits to being my older brother. People tell us we don't look alike, and that's true. I gather there are different appearances of brothers, and we would never be taken for brothers. Can you imagine a young man named Andre Philippe as a brother to Mort Cooper? And there you have it. Let's take a look at this cartoon now.
I married at 21, divorced at 22. I remarried at 23, divorced at 26, remarried at 30, divorced at 35. I'm pleased with my progress. I remain married for longer periods
each time. I think that tells you all about our society and what people feel and think. Do you find it hits home? Is it a zinger that kind of zonks you about why so many people get married and divorced? I don't know anybody. Oh, yes, I do. I do know a few people who are still married after 20 or 30 years. It's very unusual to find those in Hollywood or West Los Angeles married to the same mate after those period of years. You know the quickest way to the poorhouse, multiple divorces. Andre, let's take a listen to this one.
She cried when she told me she wanted a divorce. 21 years together. I'd given her everything she wanted, needed, liked, and hoped for. And she said it wasn't enough. So I asked her, what more can I do for her? Nothing. She said that was why she was leaving.
Why not? If you can't get anything more done, this is a society given to equal opportunity. If you get married, why not see if you can bring your lawyer along with you? The old days when you married for love and care and concern, where are those old days? Are they still around? Do you still believe in them? Or do you believe in the modern concept, bring your lawyer when you get married, like you go to your MD, bring your lawyer along. You can always have a very sensible conversation. Here is one that I believe you have encountered yourself, the frustration level. Let's take a look at this cartoon, shall we?
Frustration is having a letter telling you you aren't responding intelligently, and apparently when you have and they haven't, and it's Friday at 6 o'clock and you have to wait till Monday to answer.
That's frustration, isn't it? Where shall we go with the way we face the daily activity? Can you be at one with the day as you go through it, or is disappointment following you? Let's hear what Andre has to say.
He often skipped through a red light. The other fellow could wait. He ran through stoplights for years. He didn't have time to do foolish things. He hit a truck trailer head on last week. He died happy. The other fellow ran the red light.
Success sometimes is finding that what you sought could happen. Possibly what you didn't seek could happen. Every once in a while we find that we too are at fault. The Quakers had the expression, all the world is queer, save thee and me. And lately they added, I have my doubts about thee. I changed that to, when I woke up this morning, I even had doubts about me. Let's take a look at this cartoon that tells us about modern living. Ready for this one?
If you want to stay ahead of inflation, you have a few choices. Make more money fast, or invest what you have wisely. If you can do one or the other, you get the Man of the Year award.
I think that might be true of what's happening in our society. We have inflation, we have recession. Lately, we're back to inflation again, and if you notice prices, they're beginning to move upward, and we're concerned now with where they're going. Andre, where are we going?
We're going back to the flavor of life. It changes as you age. Now, in youth, it's bittersweet. In adulthood, it's bitter and sweet. In later life, it's a little more bitter and less sweet. And in old age, it's bitter. And the sweetness, a memory.
Andre, you've been around Hollywood for a few years. Is the memory bitter or is it sweet?
It's both bitter and sweet, Mort.
Bitter and sweet.
Yeah,
and
there are good times and there are bad.
There are
ups and downs.
There are ups and downs,
Fats
ins and outs.
Skinny times, lonely times. There's times when there's too many people.
Mm-hmm.
There's time to embrace and a time to refrain from embracing.
Oh, he's going to give us Willie Shakespeare.
A time to get and a time to lose.
He's going to give us Willie Shakespeare.
time to sow and time to
I
reap.
thought Willie is okay, but we want to pass Willie at this
No,
particular point.
that's Ecclesiastes.
Oh,
Solomon.
well, you got it. We're going to pass that right now and move on to a cartoon we've got here, and it's he lived on his reputation made when he was young and fresh and alive. For years he hadn't done anything except talk about his past, but time had passed him by, and he wasn't trying to catch up because he didn't realize that he was forgotten. Does that talk about that passage you were talking about before from the Bible there, Andre?
Yes, there's a time to be born and there's a time to die.
Well, there's a time to remember where you are and try to stay ahead, because if you don't stay ahead, where are you? Let's take a listen to where you are right now.
My father is, well, he's unhappy with me. So is my mother. My relatives are unhappy with me. My friends, my associates, acquaintances. Everybody's unhappy with me. I'm not the person they thought I was, nor the person they insisted I be. I'm sorry, but I'm going to remain the real me.
You've been around a few years, Andre. Have you found the real you?
Sometimes I think I found the real me, and then this other guy comes along, Louis.
Oh, I call my brother Louis. I call him Everett and Louis, and there used to be a fellow in New York named Lepke. Buchhalter was his real name, but he was one of those fellows who was on the lam. And my brother and I, in growing up in New York, I always felt that he reminded me of Lepke, one of those fellows who always used intimidation. He was bigger, he was stronger, and then lo was time, and post-puberty I grew up and I took care of that problem. Haven't you got a brother like that, or a sister, somebody who kind of taps you on the head? Maybe that's why I cartoon, aside from staying in the field of communication. Learning how to talk better, how to relate better, and how to get to people so they understand, listen, and like you. Let's take a listen and a look at this cartoon. He didn't know what to make of it. His girlfriend called to tell him his wife was running around with other men while he was working hard at the office, trying to earn enough to keep them all happy. I gather that's not only Hollywood, but that's the world. Why not? What is life about but happiness? And if you can't have a girlfriend or two, everyone has a girlfriend. Even A.M. Rosenthal, I understand, had a girlfriend. He's a New York Times editor and writer. Let's take a listen to this. Are you ready?
Getting ready. Yes, we're ready now.
Okay, we're ready now. Let's take a listen.
Trust in me, she said. We'll try marriage for a while and see. I tried. I really tried. We'll work things out, she said. We did. I came out with nothing. She acquired my name, my fortune, my emotions, and I had her lawyers and a divorce suit.
What else can you ask for? It's modern times, folks. If you have a lawyer and her suit, and you have something to fondly remember people by. It's not that you just split in our time and age. You split with as much as you can, apparently. Love was good for the old days, but now you have to face reality. It's the bottom line that counts, and you have to bottom line everything out. So let's try it now and see what we have on deck. Are you all ready? All right, we're on for the cartoon. People told me how odd and funny and strange I was. They seldom stopped to think I thought the same, if not more, of them. If you go to New York City, you hear people talk like that. They say it's beautiful, and they talk very staccato. They talk as though they want to make each lip movement work, like Get smart, Agent 99. That's funny.